Hi! So this is another journal spread that I'm getting ready to work on. This journal is a handbound journal that I think I only have like 2 signatures in this. Well, yeah, you can see my crappy binding that I did here. Yeah, horrible binding job. This is my very first book that I ever put together. But anyway, it's just burlap. It's a burlap one that I went ahead and I had decorated the inside front cover and back cover the exact same. I have some interfacing between the burlap and this patterned paper. And the paper that's in this is 90 weight watercolor paper. So anyway, yeah, this is just another one of the 5 journals that I'm working in right now. And so let me get in here. Okay, here we go. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to put tissue paper on this and work from that. So I don't think I'm going to gesso this yet. I think I'm going to put the tissue paper, but I'm trying to decide which tissue paper. I have this 7 Gypsies Paris themed paper that I was thinking about just doing all the way across, even on the inclusion here. And either that one, or I've got this Tim Holtz paper too that I really like. So I don't know if I want to drag that across, but I'm leaning more toward this Paris themed paper. So I am going to adhere one or the other of this down and come back and figure out what I'm going to do from there. See you in a few. So I could not figure out on this what I wanted to do color-wise. I used the golden matte medium to adhere all this tissue paper down. I did it really sloppy because I didn't really care about being concise with it. Left some open spots here. I didn't really care. The main thing was just to get, you know, a lot of that tissue down, the tissue paper down. But usually when I use the matte mediums, what I do is, because I coated the watercolor paper and then stuck this on top, and normally I would have gone back over the top of it as well, but it's tissue paper, it's really lightweight, so it's stuck on there really good. But the other reason I didn't put the matte medium a coat over the top of it after I had all of it laid out was because I was trying to decide. I didn't know where I wanted. Knew I wanted to probably use some watercolors over the top of this. I couldn't decide if I was going to use the Caran d'Ache water-soluble crayons here, or I kind of was leaning more toward my Sennelier. Whoops, there you are. Whoa, everything's backwards on my camcorder. Anyway, or the Sennelier's watercolors, and I think these are the route I'm going to go. I think I am going to use the Sennelier watercolors because I really like the Payne's Gray and Burnt Sienna colors, and especially on this page like this. So what I'm going to do is take my watercolor brush. I have a Neptune Princeton watercolor brush, and I am going to, well, first of all, I'm going to wet my watercolors down here. Get them a little moist there, and then I'm going to wet my brush and go into some of these colors and start putting it on my pages. Actually, whoops, this watercolor brush is so big and I could only afford the 12 color half pan set of Senneliers because they're so expensive, and this watercolor brush is just so big on here. But I guess I'm just gonna kind of go around here. Again, I'm not being precise, and actually because this watercolor brush is so big, I wound up getting some of the Payne's Gray in with the burnt sienna. But hey, no big deal. I'm just going to go around and just kind of randomly throw some color on here. Yeah, see, whoops. Yeah, I picked up a lot of the color next to it, that Payne's Gray, which is going to go on here too, but I kind of wanted to have like a definition of some color on it. You know, kind of just aging this up. I wish I had some of the golden absorbent ground to use, you know, so I could have thrown that on here. That's actually what I wanted. It's not really sticking on that part where I'd use the matte medium. Yeah, this isn't working out too well. I'm wondering now if maybe I should have gone with acrylics instead. But I really wanted to use these Sennelier watercolors on here. Let me see if I get any over here. Yeah, that's not sticking too well. I don't know that that was a good idea. Bummer. Okay, I might have to come back because the watercolor thing is not working out like I thought it was going to. So let me figure that out and come back. So I have paint palette paper and paint palettes as well, but I find myself always going back to using the plastic containers that that my supplies come in. And what I decided to do is I'm going to use a couple of golden colors on this. So I'm going to use the quinacridone nickel azo gold and turquoise phthalo, and slap that down here on the page. So I'm just going to pour some of this in to the container here. Put that nickel azo gold on one side, and this is just dried green gold here. So throwing that turquoise down. I wetted, this is just an acrylic brush I use. It's a Simply Simmons from Michaels, because they're relatively inexpensive. And I wet it. I don't like to use a dry brush on this technique, so I'm going to go in here. Wow, I think I put way too much paint on here. So I'm just going to go in, color this up, kind of randomly because I'm going to mix the two colors. So kind of going around. I know I poured too much paint because, hello, it's golden paint. It doesn't take much. I'm going to do the inclusion as well. Just kind of all over here. I think what I'm going to do is use my little paint rag here and just kind of come up with some of that paint. I really like that nickel azo gold. I think that's a really pretty color. All right, come here on the inclusion. I'm just going to kind of scribble in this because I'm going to take that paint rag. Eek. Just lift some of the color up. Put it on, take it off. Just going to do this until I get around, you know, the color that I want. Because again, I got to go in with that turquoise color as well. So slapping some color on. Don't ask me why I made that sound. I don't know. Trying to see if I'm still in frame here. Alright. Alright, got that laid out. Now it's the turquoise phthalo. Its turn to make an appearance on this page here. My brush may have been a little too wet. Yikes. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use the rag, kind of pull up. Do it on this inclusion. I got these paint rags at Home Depot. They're just, you know, you get like a pack of 12 for like $8 or something. Just using the water to kind of dilute it and spread it out. There's some parts of this that are like kind of heavy with it. Okay, come to this side of the inclusion. Still haven't figured out where I'm going to go from this either, but... Oh, gotta pause, guys. My phone's ringing. Okay, sorry about that. Had to take that phone call. Alright, so... Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Lindy Stamp Gang Moonshadow Mists and kind of go over all this now. So I have Landlubber Green and Crow's Nest Copper. Those are the two colors I'm going to throw on here. There's still too much of that tissue paper showing through. So I really kind of want to cover that up. I don't really want to have, I don't know. Yeah, that's not really doing it either. Yeah. I may have to go with something else. This is not covering it up as much as I wanted it to. I maybe need to go with an Adirondack color wash spray instead. So I'm going to let this dry and come back in with another color just so I can cover up a lot of this. Yeah, so we'll be back. I decided that I wanted to kind of tone this down some. I like how grungy it looks, but I really kind of want to put a whitewash over this because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with this Crafter's Workshop template and do some random pieces of this and with, I don't know, probably a Lumiere color like burnt orange, like this burnt orange Lumiere color. So I think for it to not blend so much, I need to put a whitewash in here. So we'll just see. I'm going to roll with it. Kind of just doing a little random. Including the inclusion. I don't know if I want to go back in. Just mop up a little bit of that. Or a lot. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and come back and work with the Crafter's Workshop stencil and go over it with that Lumiere paint. I'll be back. Okay, and I'm back. So now I am going to take this burnt orange and come back in and just kind of go pick a few, you know, spots and go over it with that color. Just using a cosmetic sponge. I have all the stencil tools, but yeah, I find this is just as good. Plus I can just throw this away. I don't have to clean it afterwards. Not being very neat about this. Don't want to be neat about it. It's my art journal. I just want to have fun, play, experiment. It's for my own enjoyment. I don't know where to go. Darn it. I kind of wanted it to be random, but now it looks like I'm kind of... I don't know. Well, that looks like crap. I wanted it to be messy, but I didn't want it to be that messy. Golly. Alright. Shoot. What a stinker. This is the fourth thing I've tried that I don't like, so this is not turning out the way I wanted it to. Alright, I'll come back. So I went ahead and finished doing the stencils, painting through the stencil, and I just followed that through on top of that whitewash. Decided after I sprayed the white that I was just gonna like kind of rub it in and make it a true whitewash. So it kind of really muted that background. And then went over it, of course, with the stencils. So now my thought is, I cut out just some triangle pieces, and to make like a pennant, banner, whatever you want to call it. And I took a length of twine from this hemp twine that I originally got to bind books with and it didn't work out well. So now I've got this big roll that I got to use. So I'm going to use it here, and I'm just going to use the Helmar Quick Dry to adhere this kind of in a, you know, some kind of a shape that those banners can just dangle down from. And I'll come back after I've done that. So I got the banner pendants down, and I guess now what I'm going to do is come in and lay a title out, and I'm just going to use these thicker stickers, yeah, that I got from Joanne. And I think I'm going to go with Artful. I don't know how I'm going to lay it out yet, so I'm just going to get the stickers laid down and figure that out after I get them all laid out. Not really sure how I'm going to lay those out. So I won't make you watch me do that while I figure it out, and then I'll come back with the next step. So I'm kind of stumped now. I don't know where to go from here. I do this a lot where I'll have like the main idea of what I want to do, but then I don't really know how to fully execute it. I guess that's due to my total lack of experience. I have no, you know, I'm totally inexperienced at this. So I want to put Artful as my title up here on my banners, and I want to have Expression somewhere on here to kind of continue on with my title. So Artful Expression. And I thought about going just down here in the inclusion, because I haven't done anything with the inclusions yet either. And of course I haven't done anything with the rest of this page either. But I was thinking about just in this little you know, shape here, I was like, maybe I'll just do Expression. But then I thought, no, it's a really long word. That's too short of a space. It'd be itty bitty letters. It'd start running into each other. So now I got to find a spot on the page somewhere to write it. And then the other thing is that I always go to my Tulip Slick Writers. I use these like crazy in all my pages. I have the smaller, you know, sets of colors, and I'll either use these or the scribbles. I have all the colors of the scribbles too, because I love using these. They're first of all, they're dimensional, so they really, you know, pop off the page, and that's the way I like my titles to happen. I like them to, like, you know, that title to pop out. And so I use these a lot, but yeah, but I tend to do that with a lot of my pages, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. I'll just sit here and play with my bottle. And y'all can watch me do that for the next 5 minutes. Whee! The other idea that I had that I thought to get me out of my, you know, comfort zone of using those on every page. I like using the, I like using my nib writer. I have a nib holder and some of the nibs in here that I really like to use with the Dr. P.H. Martin India ink. So I just have the half ounce India ink, because I don't use this for splattering on my page at all. I use these strictly for writing in my books. So so I just have the half ounce. I don't have the full ounce ones that I see a lot of people using. So then I thought, well, okay, now what color? I've got like this metallic copper thing going on, so I definitely need to go with like a flat color. I think black's going to be too dark. I don't want to do white. That's going to be too bright against it. So then I started thinking, I guess maybe yellow, and there's like a, I don't know, there's a yellow ochre in here. I'm not sure, so I'll figure that out. I won't sit here again and make you guys watch me go through that process, and I'll be back. The yellow ochre looked like it was going to blend too much into the page. And I don't know, this terracotta may too. I decided to go with the terracotta. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but hey, won't know until I try it. So I've got my nib holder here, and I've just got like a round nib that I'm gonna stick in here. I don't know if you can see this. Ow. Try not to cut myself. Okay, and I have my India ink cleaner, pen cleaner here, so I've got that off to the side ready to dump it in, because that's really important if you're using nib pens, is to automatically get it in the cleaner after you're done so that it can dissolve and start to get clean. A lot of nibs get ruined just letting them sit. Alright, I got this all shook up. Oh look, I haven't even used this yet. Bummer. Okay. I'm making a mess. Ugh. I hate opening the containers on new paints and stuff. I get a mess everywhere. Ink everywhere. At least I'm not Christy Tomlinson inky. Wow. Have you ever seen her hands? Woo! She likes to get her hands dirty. I don't mind getting mine dirty, but I spend a lot of money on my manicure. I'd rather not, yeah, I'd rather not, not have, I'm kind of a clean crafter. I try to clean up. Alright, so I don't do this properly. There's a way you're supposed to load these on the side, and with a brush, with a paint brush, and load it in the side. I just dip mine right in. And I just made a mess. So I just dip it in, and I'm just going to freeform this and write expression. Oh yeah, sure I am. This is not fluid ink here. Yeah. Not fluid. I'm going to shake this up a little bit more, but it's really slimy, so... Ugh. It's not coming out of the nib very well. Let's try this again. Maybe I need to change my... Oh boy. Yeah, see, it's all stringy. Yeah, doggone it. Okay, I'm gonna cut away because I gotta clean this off and start over. Alright, be back. So I went ahead and finished expression up with the India ink, and it turned out okay. I was okay with that. I liked the terracotta. I really like that color and with this page. So I decided to just keep it and go with it. So now what I decided is I'm going to stamp. So I'm going to do some stamping now. And I'm going to use kind of a potpourri of stamps here. I'm going to use these Claudine Helmuth stamps. I like the idea of having like a little branch coming off the, you know, coming off the page here, and then like just having the bird sitting on the branch. So I think I'm going to do something like that. And then I have just some other like Tim Holtz stamps from a Stamper Anonymous stamp sets. A little bird with a crown. This is a Michaels $2 block stamp. And I think I'm going to do that here. And I'm going to have the bird like over here on the inclusion. with the little crown on his head. And then on the back side of the inclusion, I have this Donna Downey inspiration quote. What is possible in art becomes thinkable in life. I think I'm going to stamp that like on this little thing there. And beyond that, I really haven't gone beyond that thought. But this is just a start to help me get going into this page. So, after I get all that stamped, well, I guess I'll get into that. I could not decide. I think I'm going to do this branch in Timber Brown. So I'm going to use the Stays On. Because I still don't know if I'm going to go back over this with any more ink. And if I do, I want something that is not going to be water-based. And I don't know how. I have not used any of the foam stamps with a stamp pad. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're getting ready to see. So I think I'm going to just stick it right here, have it come off the page. And I may have to redo this with paint because I don't know how this is going to turn out. I've only ever used paint with these foam stamps, so. Oh, hey, wow. That was a deep impression. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. So that was the Timber Brown. Cleaning off my stamp. Wow, I still have a lot of stuff on that. I'm just going to clean my stamp. And I'm going to do that bird in black because we definitely need a pop of black on the page. So I think I'm going to use the Stays On in jet black for the bird as well. That'll save me from having to get some paints out. And I'm not going to ink it as much this time around because I over-inked that branch because I didn't think it was really going into the stamp. So I'm just going to set him right here. Uh-oh, that feels a little uneven. My previous journal page has some dimension on it. I think it's going to start interfering with my stamping here, so hey, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to roll with it. I can always go back in with some paint and color the bird the rest of the way in if I decide to even want to go that route. I may just leave it rough like that. I don't really care. I kind of like it. Okay, so he's done. And I'm going to keep this black ink out because I'm going to use just black ink over here with the bird and the bird cage. I don't know what stamp set this is from. Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz. Oh yeah, it's his Chevy French collection set. So I'm just going to put this little bird right here. Clean off my stamp. Sorry guys, bear with me a minute. You spend a lot of money on stamps, you just don't want to ruin them by not cleaning them. I don't like that ink to just sit there. Okay, now I don't know. I feel like I need to go in with a different color for this little crown on his head. Oh, but I'm kind of limited with my colors because I only have 4 colors of Stays On ink, and everything else I have is water-based. So, yikes. I guess I will just use one of these colors anyway. I guess I'll go in with I'm just going to use a Cat's Eye gold colored ink pad. It's just one of these. And put that on top of his little head. Oh, and it didn't turn out at all. You can't even see it. Okay. Never mind, I'm going to go over it with black. Forget that. Alright. Ah, phooey. I didn't get it close enough to his head. Okay. And now, I'm going to go in with the bird cage next to him. Again, I'm just going to use the black. Could have done some embossing, I guess. Nah. I think I have too much metallic on here, so I don't want any more metallic on it. There's really a lot more metallic than what I usually like to have on the pages anyway. I'm going to put this little K. Oh, I just had an idea about like hanging a chain from that or something. Shoot, I was going to go high, but if I decide to put a K. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. Bummer. Yeah, I was thinking I may hang a chain, poke a hole in this and inclusion here and have a chain coming out. Whoops. Okay. My wobbly desk. Okay, I am going to leave that alone for right now and come over here and put the Donna Downey stamp down. You know what? I'm going to need some kind of a block underneath that because, yeah, that journal page that I did that's behind this has way too much dimension, so that's just not gonna, I'm not gonna have a clear stamp image if I don't set something stable behind it. I don't know why I'm discussing my thought process out loud with everybody here, but this is just kind of like what I do. This is how I go through a journal page, and only I'm just talking out loud to you guys instead of to myself. And I kind of wanted it to be in that center thing right here. I hope I put it right side up. I didn't look at the words before I threw this down. Oh, yay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but it did come out. Sorry, there's a glare from my light, but okay, pretty happy with that. Okay, so now I got to figure out how I'm going to finish this off, and hopefully the next segment will be the last segment, and I'll be done. Be back. So I decided to go ahead and set the top of that bird cage with an eyelet and just run some of the Tim Holtz ball chain through it. I don't know why, I just felt a need to do that. So anyway, and then while I was looking at this, I decided that what I wanted to do was also have like a little fence underneath this little bird here. And so I am going to I'm going to cut out some fence out of this script text that is from a Die Cuts with a View, one of their paper packs. It's like Tattered Time, Timeless something, I don't know. And then I'm going to use this Sizzix fence. This is the Biggs Die fence. So I'm going to cut this out right now. And I'm not going to show you guys how to do that because there are a gazillion YouTube videos to show you how to cut these out. But I only want a little bit too. I only want like this small section done. So, and I hate to waste paper. So I only cut out the amount that I knew I was going to need for this fence. So I'm doing it just right to the tip here. Because I'm going to have to cut more than one to go across, so I'm trying to keep it, keep getting it out of line. Okay, hopefully that's straight. Okay. So my thought process was, and I've got to do another one, but that I would have it go across like that. Oh, you know what? I need to frame this out before I lay this down, because I do want to frame it out. I've still got to cut another piece of this fencing out, though. That again. Okay, got that done. Okay, here's the other part of that fence. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do some mending on that. Shoot. Yeah, I kind of wanted it to go a little bit further over here, but I didn't plan that very well. So, phooey. Okay, I'll come back because I gotta cut out some more paper and finish that out. Okay, so before I adhere this frame down, all I did after I closed off that last segment was I cut out some more of the paper from the paper pad and cut out a little bit more of the fence because I kind of wanted to carry over into the next page. And before I adhere this down though, I'm going to frame out my page. I pretty much do that on a lot of my journal pages. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I usually do it with either the gelatos or I think I'm going to use this time around though these Portfolio oil pastels. These are the Crayola ones. These are super inexpensive and oh my gosh, I love using these. They come in a cardboard box, and after about a week of going in and out of them, I had that box destroyed. So all I did is just moved it to this extra tin that I had. But these are the pastels, and I can't remember how much I paid for them. I got them on Amazon and it was like $7 or $8 and they've just been awesome. So I think what I'm going to do is pick a color here and frame this out. And what is this? Oh, perfect. So this color is Rust. And this is the color I'm going to go in and pull my sleeves up here. And I'm just going to, you know, go along the outside. And the reason I like doing this is because they smudge really awesome. And, whoops, I think I just made a mistake there. And so do the gelatos. The gelatos are great for smudging too. But I tend to save those for when I'm going to wet them and do like use it more as a watercolor. But I really enjoy the heck out of these. Oops. So this is why I use plastic, because this kind of stuff right here happens where it gets on places that you don't want. These are messy too. Oh! Okay, I deliberately took the sheets out because I just thought it was easier for you guys to see it, and it was easier for me to move the thing around, but I'm going to have to put it back in here because, yeah, that's just not working out for me. Okay. I won't have to worry about it. Getting on my other pages. I don't care about these pages because those are probably going to just get gessoed or something, but the pages I've already worked on, I would really prefer not to have, you know, like that just happened. I would really prefer not to have these colors go over and contaminate those pages. Contaminate it. Oh, like it's got some disease. It's got a color disease. Okay, so now just going to take my finger and go in. And see, that matches really well with that, this rust color in that set matches really well with that terracotta P.H. Martin India ink. I had some white edges here, so I was just trying to smush that in to, like I said, just frame this out. Should have done it before I laid that twine down, but this is more toward the end of the page is when I start to do this, so. Okay. All right. Now I can adhere that fence down. And the cool thing about using this paper is that it was already slightly distressed, so I don't really have to go in and do anything. I guess I could come in with some, you know, like walnut stain or something, but you know what? No, I'm just going to leave it like this, so I'm not even going to distress the edges of this fence or anything. I'm just leaving it as is. Alright, so I'm going to glue that down, and it looks like I'm almost toward the end. I've still got to figure out what I'm going to do on the inclusion, and I've got to fill up a little bit of hole here. I'm not going to do too much though, because I really like the way the page looks just as it is. So I'll be back. So what did I do while I was gone and not recording? I came in and I did some doodling at the end of the banners here. I just used a Uniball Signo Impact 207 pen. This thing is great for writing in journals and stuff. I really love using it. So I did a little bit of doodling. I'll tell you, another is a newbie art journaler, another great book for anybody else out there who's in the same boat as me, is Tracy Bautista's Collage Unleashed. I don't have I only have one page flagged. It's not like the Acrylic Revolution book that I had earlier that, oh, that was another video. But anyway, yeah, I've got tons of flags, post-it flags on it. But I found myself, I was posting too many pages and I was like, okay, screw it. I'm not even going to flag them because I like all her pages. So anyway, when it comes to doing, you know, doodles and stuff like that. I have her doodles unleashed as well, but I always pull that for inspiration because I'm so new at it. I just don't practice enough. Joanne Sharp is another lettering person. I want to get, you know, one of her books. And so that's all I did. I came in here and I did that. I did some doodling underneath these little pennants. And I think I'm going to finish up by doing just a little bit more stamping. I decided I wanted to come in with this Dilutions, this is Doodle Parts is the name of the stamp set, and there's some leaves on here that I kind of thought I would bring in to the sides here and also over here just to kind of bring it in. I don't know if that's the right word what I'm looking for. I am going to use the Timber Brown, which is the same I used on the branch there. And I'm going to come in like off the side. And just have some more leaves coming in. I think I may want a couple to go down like that. And then, okay, that's it over there. And now I'm just going to bring a couple of them over here. And all right, that's all I'm going to do on that. Okay. Excuse my arm, clean my stamp. Believe it or not, I think I'm almost through with this. Yay! I basically just wanted, as a newbie, to just throw my thought process out because I'm trying to learn. So if anybody's got tips, I would love tips. Like, hey Kim, you should have done this, or you know, maybe instead of using that, you should have used this, because as you saw in this video, it was, and I'm sure it's like that with everybody, you know, trial and error, just trying things. But you know, this is a learning process for me, and my hope with doing a video is that one, I can progress, if you know, my improvement, hopefully I'll be getting better at this, and two, to get tips from people if anybody's even watching these. But I know I was addicted when I first started this in October. I was addicted to watching YouTube videos. So and then I'm going to come in with this Christy Tomlinson. I have a Unity stamp, one of her background stamps that I got from the Unity Stamp Company. I'm just going to go in with black, and I am just kind of going to put a little bit of texture in here with these little circles just to kind of finish this thing off, because I so want to be done with this. I'm just kind of going randomly all over. It's just like a, I don't know the name of this stamp. It's like got a lot of circles and stuff in it. Okay, and oh, I did forget too, while I was not recording, I did come in the middle, and I did finish off the middle of this inclusion. And I go to thinkexist.com for a lot of quotes and stuff, and I love this one by Picasso. And oh, I didn't finish my quote mark. And anyway, I love this quote, so I used it here in the middle because I was just like, I gotta find something. And so now the only thing that's left I'm gonna do a la Donna Downey, put a date stamp on a tag here, and alright, sorry I'm putting stuff up while I'm talking here. Excuse my arm. Okay, so what I do is I go to Home Depot a lot, Home Depot and Lowe's, and while I'm there, I just go to the paint chip aisle and I grab all different kinds of colors. I just grab, you know, just a few every time I go. And so now I've got this bag collected. And I use the Sizzix tiny tabs and tags, Big's die to cut all my tags out with, and I use this size. So I cut one out of a chip paint sample already. Use my Crocodile to put a, you know, an extra wide eyelet on here, and I'm gonna date it with today's date, which it is March the 5th, and I just have this, I have a couple of stamps. One's just an Office Depot one that I got from Office Depot, and this one is an American Crafts dater stamp. I'm just going to use the Ranger Archival ink, ink it up, stamp on this tag. Yeah, half the time my date doesn't come out, it's too smeary, but that came out okay. And as I said, a la Donna Downey, tear it off. And I left a hole here specifically for my date tag, because I date all my journal pages. And staple that in. And we're calling it done. So, yeah, I'm done. Thanks a lot for watching. Sorry this was really long and I was kind of a windbag during it. This is my first video showing my thought process while doing a journal page. Alright, we'll see you guys later.